Hello and welcome back to Near Post Podcast. I'm Peter Brennan. Alongside me, as always, is my co-host Dermot McCabe. Been more action on in the Premier League this weekend. We got that Manchester derby yesterday. Definitely heated up things in the title race. Dermot, do you think United are still in it?
Uh, the fact that you couldn't even say that without smiling says it all, really. Look, good result for United. They definitely deserved the win, but like they were handed the start they got. They couldn't dream about that. A little Fernandez penalty. Yeah, it was a clear penalty. I don't know what Jesus was doing. I don't even know what he was back there
What
for.
is he doing back there?
He just tried. I think he was trying too hard, to be honest. Like he
Yeah,
was grinding back and stuff. But yeah, no, full credit to United and shout out to Shaw because I thought Shaw was quality. Like he gets called. Yeah, let's be honest. Do see on Tinder he gets called fat and all that, but I think he's just mad
it's all
powerful.
muscle, lad.
Well, actually, with him, to be honest, yeah, we hear that a lot of people, but to be with him, it probably is like realistically. Um, he's so powerful. Like he literally walked by like 4 or 5 players, just a little chest touch, bang, and a tidy little finish. But Shaw's been class this season. Like without counting Fernandez, he's probably been their best player. Shout out
Yeah,
to Martial as well. I think he's so disrespected as a player. I know he's not a great finisher and all that, but his hold up play, his pass, and his skill, I think like I'd look. He's a type of player you'd like to see at your club. You know what I mean? He makes them look better, and it was nice to see him getting man of the match, even
yeah.
though he didn't score a goal. You know how they just give it to the boys that get the goal, whatever. But no English spice with Shaw. Yeah, good win
Yeah,
for United, but title race. They won the second place trophy, or we bet Guardiola again trophy.
yeah. Look, United have got class. There's no doubt in that. Like we've never said they don't have class. Luke Shaw, it's been phenomenal all season. Finally living up to them heights, since he made the
She
transfer.
just sorry, just to cut you in. Surely he starts for England at the Euros. I think I've said it before. Chilwell is madly overrated. Madly overrated. One of the most overrated players in the Prem. I think. I think Shaw's streets ahead of him. So
Yeah,
Southgate,
I don't even think that's up for
Southgate would
debate,
want to
lad.
be starting Shaw. But
I
no, it is. But people would debate you on that.
Yeah, that's just delusional, Frank Lampard lovers.
Yeah,
Uh, le- let's be real. Yeah, Shaw is the number one candidate there for. He's probably one of the first
yeah.
names on that team sheet. He's been a fantastic performer all season. United, look, they were getting a lot of slack against the top six. Always been being called out. I still think he's yellow, as he will be proven eventually. It's not even for my sake. Like I don't care. Stay with Ollie. You're not going to win anything. Like
You know what it
I
is?
love seeing him. Yeah,
Results like that every few weeks or months will just because his contract renewal, I'm fairly sure, is at the end of the season. Results like that is going to give him a great chance of getting the
just keeping him
contract.
in. Yeah,
And United fans, in their heart and heart, like true United fans, when they look at it, like they want to be winning titles, and they know he won't be winning a title with them. And
yeah,
actually, you mark my words. Man United will never win a title under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. That can be written in stone. To be honest, you can take that to the bank because
yeah.
out of fear. But I
Big,
no, very good result for United.
big statement there. Yeah, I've said it time and time again. I think everyone has been. I think it's a bit of arrogance with United. We're probably the same over in our camp. You don't want to admit you're wrong. Let's be real. You can keep backing Ollie, to the sky, lad. You're not going to win trophy. It's proven when the big games matter, he doesn't turn up. City can lose. City could afford to lose that game yesterday and still steamroll that trophy. Like,
I'll ask you a question actually. If let's say City were 14 points ahead of United going into that. Let's say they were 4 or 5 points ahead of United going into that game. Do you think United would have won that?
no chance. No, I think once there's a bit of pressure on United, yeah, of course, it's Manchester Derby. It's going to be a big game. There's no denying that. But City can afford to lose that game. You just can't
Oh yeah.
afford, like, you just lose that game. There's going to be more and more questions asked about Ollie. You went out there with an agenda. You went out there to prove yourselves, which is done. So we can't really slander too much. But
To be fair as well to United, they could have won that by more.
yeah,
Martial finished. I think Rashford had a few half chances. Like they definitely could have won that by more. So no, well deserved win. Where do you want to go next?
well, I suppose we'll look at ourselves, will we? Just
Do we have to? Yeah.
6 in a row. Come on, you seen all the
Let's talk about
slander going
6.
around. Yeah, Jurgen Klopp. It's all come back to bite us in the ass now, but it's just season for hell. We need this to end quick. Regroup.
Yeah.
Go again. Like, what do you even have to say to?
Actually, I'll ask you, what did you make of that? The plane flying over Anfield? I think it was like Unity. I don't know exactly. Unity's strength
Yeah,
is.
you never walk alone. Something
To be honest, I thought that was embarrassing. I don't know
ah,
what you made that. I think that's embarrassing. They can talk like you see players. You see all like I seen Trent. I seen a few others talking, and that's not good enough. Sure, they've said that for the last month on their
go out
Instas
and
and
do
on their
something.
Twitter. It's like for fuck's sake, I don't want to see that anymore. Actually, I'm sick of seeing that. You know that
Like,
sort of way.
I've been on Trent's back all season, right? Everyone's seen the maps of his crossing, just red lines constantly from
Yeah,
we're being so predictable. That's the talk of the whole season. You can take Van Dijk out, whatever. We can blame all the injuries. It's deeper than that now. It is
oh, of
deeper than the
course.
injuries. We're playing the exact same ball. You can't play the same ball 4 or 5 years in a row and expect the same result. Teams are going to adapt. You even seen, right? Remember when Salah had that mad prolific season, and
Yeah,
no
first
one,
season, his
yeah,
first full season. Yeah,
first proper breakthrough, and the next season he still had a phenomenal season. There's no doubt with that, but he dropped less goals. Of course, you're not going to perform to that level every season, but it's also got to do with the defenders adapting to the system we're playing. We play such
yeah,
like they need to change the blueprint of that team if they want to progress anymore. Needs to come to summer. A few things that need to happen. FSG, they need to get checkbook out, right? That's the first thing.
yeah. What's the chance of that happening though?
Yeah. Secondly, I think we need to sell a big player, but the issue is, Matisse actually said this on our show the other day. We've always had a big player to sell, right?
Yeah, to reinvest. No,
Who
definitely.
can we sell now? Like it's very difficult. But anyway, they need to get rid of one of them front three. You're going to get the most buck for Salah, but you're also going to have the biggest loss there. We need to just change that completely, that formation up, the blueprint, everything,
Yeah.
because it's clearly not working.
Do you know who we should get in if we sell a big player? You know, I hyped this man up to you the whole time. I
Neto.
think Pedro Neto at Wolves. Don't just watch this lad. He's only 20. If you watch Wolves this season, he's basically carrying their attack without Jimenez. Um, I think he's a class act. He said himself, you can tell he rates himself highly. I want to be the best player in the world and all this. I think you could get him. What would he cost? 50, maybe 50 million, 60 million.
It depends how the summer goes, to be honest, as well.
Yeah, it depends how he goes at the Euros and stuff. But I think he's a quality player, and he's gonna really. I think people rate him, but he goes under the radar slightly. I think maybe because he's not English, but
But do we need
Pedro Neto is a class act.
do we need more wingers, or do you think we change it and get
Well,
an
see,
out and
with
out
thing with
striker?
Pedro Neto, he could play anywhere across the front three.
Yeah,
You could play
but
him that he
I'm
could. If we were going to sell Mane or Salah, I'd say he'd be a perfect replacement.
you could say that for Salah and Mane as well. Yeah, they can play anywhere across that front three, same with Diogo Jota. But what I think we've been lacking for the last couple of seasons is an absolute out and out striker, bagsman. He doesn't play wing. He just is a focal point through the center, a Haaland, a Lewandowski, a Luis
Look,
Suarez, something
I'd
like that.
obviously I'd say Haaland, but rate what percentage chance are we going to get Haaland? I'd say about
Oh,
10%.
I'd say about five.
Yeah, there's not fear of us getting him, so
But the one
that's why
thing
I don't even mention it.
I can't emphasize enough. If firstly, if Jurgen Klopp is not willing to change that blueprint, well, I think he will. That's a bad.
Yeah, no, he
That's a
has
bad
he has
feeling.
slightly adapted since he's come
Yeah,
already, so I'm not
I
doubting
think
that.
you can't change the blueprint mid-season. You know that unless it's a new manager coming in like Tuchel did, right? It's very hard to completely switch a team mid-season when you're missing players, whatever. Summer, this is going to be a huge summer for Liverpool, and it's going to define our next 5 years in the league,
Mm.
without a doubt. I think we need. Okay, if we don't get Champions League, that's it, right? We're
No,
gonna.
we're not. What do you mean if we don't? Just write that
Well,
off.
yeah, people are saying might win Champions League. It's unlikely, but if we do, right, in the case
I
that we
think
do,
Leipzig are going to knock us out on Wednesday, if I'm being honest. But anyways,
okay, I don't think we'll get onto that later. But I think this summer, right, we need to bring in a mix of talent, young, old, whatever, experience that out. He needs to find the blueprint he wants, and we need to build around that again, regroup and go again. But if Fenway do not get the checkbook out, I'm calling this now,
Mm.
we will not make top four next year.
Yeah,
If
definitely,
they
definitely.
don't, we're not. Like, you can't just rely on the same thing over and over again. Teams are adapting. Like, it's disgraceful, to be honest. Like, to think six in a row, as bad as we were, right? Remember when we started first watching it? Maybe after our, when Gerrard was coming to the end, just before Louis came in, and you're looking at
The
that,
Ducks, the
yeah,
Balotelli
the
era,
Balotelli, the Ricky Lamberts, Barini, Martin Skirtle, all them,
Joe Allen,
yeah, the Welsh Shavy.
the Welsh Perlo, yeah.
Just well, like when we were in that, right? When we were in that stage, not once did we lose 5 games in the bounce in Anfield, 6 games in the bounce in
Yeah.
Anfield. Like, that just shows. I I don't even know what it shows at this stage. It shows something needs to change, though.
Yeah, just to round it up on Liverpool, absolute cowards at the minute. I don't care. You can call it, they've been so cowardly. No fighting them at all. And to be honest, I don't even want to talk about them anymore right now.
Yeah.
Speaking of big clubs that are hovering around mid-table, Arsenal, uh, Granit Xhaka doing Granit Xhaka things against Burnley. What did you make of that?
Oh, look, just I
According
don't
to
like Shaq.
Arsenal, some Arsenal fans, he's a good player, but anyways,
Yeah, but
after a few.
that's 1 week he's a good player, and then the next week they all hate him.
The thing is with Xhaka, he plays better than his average, so they'll say that's good, but it's actually still poor level, if that makes sense.
Yeah, like, oh wow, he played okay for a bad player.
Yeah,
He's a mediocre player or
but
worse.
where do you stand on Arsenal watching this season? They've got some good players, but they've got a lot of cowards as
Look,
well.
they've got promising signs, of course. Saka, ESR probably. I think that was just maybe hyped up at the same time as
Hiding De
Saka.
Bruyne.
Martinelli. They've great you even Willie Saliba to come back and few players. Like, the team's okay. It's probably an accurate representation where they are in the league for the squad they have. Like,
They probably should be a bit higher with the
yeah,
players they have.
maybe a bit higher.
Probably
I'd
they should be a
say
bit higher.
like Aubameyang and Lacazette, all these big money move players. Pepe, you can't say you've been happy with them. You can't. Aubameyang, yeah,
You
he had that great season. He's
He's a
been,
bags man. He still has about 7 or 8 in 7 or 8 games recently. Like his performances aren't great, but he is a bags man at the end of the day. So you have
yeah.
to give him that.
But the team, it's the issue is the team around him. You
Mm,
can only be as good as the environment you're in. It's very like, how is he supposed to progress and go on and keep competing for golden boots? Keep doing this when everything around him is falling to shit. Like, it's
yeah,
it's very difficult. Even when you remember, right, before Bruno came in for United, like, Pogba having good games, but it's very hard to be good when you're partnered with Fred and McTominay, all these players who are just bang average. Like,
yeah.
what are they
No,
supposed to
definitely.
do? Arsenal, I don't know what is their next step. Like, they're going to
They're
need
still in
to
the Europa League, but do you think they can win that?
under. I don't think Arteta's been tested enough as a manager, so it'll
What
be.
from the fans? You mean he should be under more pressure for how badly they're doing, basically?
Yeah, like, I think this is probably. It looks like a lot of Arsenal fans have nearly, like, are fed up now or something.
Or
Like,
they just accepted it?
yeah, like, come on, this is Arsenal. I seen,
Yeah,
like,
a massive club.
they're bigger than Tottenham, right? Let's just get that.
Oh well, that's not even a
Yeah, like,
question. They thought
and
we were a better team, but it's not even a question that like they're a bigger club than everyone.
yeah,
They're what? They're probably the third or fourth biggest team in England. Maybe
they they
in
have they have more top four finishes in the Premier League, I think, than us and than Man
yeah,
City. I think even like
yeah.
they
That doesn't make them a big club. It's just Arsenal have rich vein.
yeah,
Arsenal are a big club. They're 10th or wherever they are.
like,
They're so much better than that.
we're going through shit right now, right? And you can
Mm,
see it. It's all over Twitter. Of course, we were champions last year, so there is that extra pressure. Tottenham aren't doing
yeah,
great. it's kind of been thrown a bit under the bus. But Arsenal, I think people are trying to, all they're doing is picking out positives from Arsenal. Sack of
Yeah,
this, sack of that.
Saka.
Guys,
Yeah, it's a weird one. It's definitely a weird one.
yeah,
Just speaking of Tottenham there. That guy Gareth Bale back again. But before we speak about Bale, Harry Kane, he's such a class act. His first goal, just one touch finish, bang. He's probably him and Diaz leading candidates for that player of the year. As we always said, I think we said it a few videos ago. It's such a travesty if he doesn't win a Champions League or a Premier League. He's that good.
yeah, and he won't if he stays with Tottenham.
No,
really,
not a fear of it. Yeah,
it's really that simple. Gareth Bale's done it all. He doesn't care. He's back. He's playing good stuff now.
it's
Definitely
good to
written
see
off.
Bale balling.
Yeah, people call him flop of the season.
No.
That's just been dead in the water now.
I was saying that about a month ago, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, he's a great player. He's phenomenal talent. We all know that. I think Harry Kane makes everyone around him play better. I think
Kind of playing that false nine role. It's so fresh. Just him dropping in, Bale on the right, Son on the left. To be honest, when they're all firing, there's not many better front threes in the world. It's very, very good to watch.
one thing I'll say, it's very exciting if you're an England fan going into the summer. You already think you have every competition won before you join it. So I'd imagine this year is no different.
To be fair, if
Quality team.
speaking as an Irish person, if we had a tenth of the quality they have, we'd be, you know what I mean? We'd be big and right up to
Even
the
if you
hill.
think like the likes of a Luke Shaw,
Oh my, yeah.
like he'd be his statue, you know? There would be a statue outside the Aviva. He'd be our
Right now, anyways,
our
we're
Lord
that
and
bad.
Savior. Yeah.
We're that bad.
Oh, we're in absolute shambles. I think that's a discussion for another video. But
Yeah, there's been actually, we're definitely going to do that close into Euros, predicting the England Euro squad, because that's always a big, you know what I mean? That's always widely contested and all that. So stay tuned for that coming near the end of the season, so we have a better idea who's injured, who's not, that sort of thing. But
Harry Kane
just
definitely a big problem.
Just on the thing on English managers, is Steven Gerrard the best English manager right now? Who's the better English manager in your opinion? Rangers winning the title. What a job he's doing. They're still in the Europa League. No, English manager. Who's better?
He's in the SPFL line. I can't really. I love Stevie, right? I love him to bits.
No, but who is a better English manager then? Right now, name one.
Well, there's guys with proven track records.
Who?
Freddie
Name
Hodgson,
them.
like even Sean
Right now,
Dyche,
I'm saying right now.
and the Eddie Howe, all them. There's proven ones all over England. Like if done it with shit clubs. That's a two horse race, lad. 50-50 chance of winning it.
Yeah, but if
he's doing fantastic. I'm not going to take that away from him.
I don't know about the 50-50 chance. They hadn't won it in a decade. So I don't know.
I'll ask you this question: if he came to Liverpool, would you feel confident?
No, but that's a completely different. So if when Roy Hodgson came to Liverpool, were you confident? No.
I think
that's important. That's
look at
terrible.
the team we had though. Like, but
he was a duck of a manager. Stop defending him. Like,
if Roy Hodgson's a proven manager.
Yeah, he's a proven manager at keeping teams up. That's all he does. Well, sorry, that's a bit of disrespect. He done a madness to a Fulham when he brought them to the Europa League final, but he absolutely flopped with England at the Euros with a good squad.
I think I pity any English manager who has to take over the national team, because I think that's a very difficult job.
It's
rivals.
A poison chalice, but
yeah,
come on, we're going off top, but Southgate should be doing a lot better. He's another coward, a fraud of a manager.
Yeah,
plenty of
I'll admit this, right? He's not good. I can agree with you on that.
Do you remember? Arsene Wenger was linked to the English job? I think that'd be a match made in heaven, because he's even with Arsenal, he's very good with the younger players. So many good young players coming through. I think that'd be. I don't know. It's never going to happen now, but I'm just saying. That would have been a little match made in heaven.
It's kind of been a thing for years. Like, sorry, excuse me. Just to have a different manager, different nation manager managing your national team has kind of been frowned upon. I think I've said this before, but I don't think any team has won the World Cup with a foreign manager. So it's kind of just tradition. I think I actually like it that way. Yeah, I don't think any other team has won it with a foreign manager, which is kind of nice. I like the way, because it's a national team at the end of the day. I think it would be nice if it was actually compulsory to have because like it's good. Imagine if that became a norm, right? How many Irish managers would get the Ireland job?
Yeah, yeah, it's a good point.
Like it's
Yeah,
good. It is good. I like it that way because it's a true nation's best.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like how is it a nation's best if there's a Spanish guy or a French guy over it when it's an English team or
You
whatever?
say that, right? You say that, but let's be honest. You look at a lot of players that play for international teams. Say like Zaha. Zaha's played for two countries, England, Ivory Coast. Who else? You've seen the Jack
Half the
Grealish.
Irish team.
Yeah, Jack Grealish, Declan Rice. Like so. Let's be honest. It's not as. It's about who's the better team. You see with Turkey and Germany the whole time. Gundogan, Emre Can, they all have big Turkish origins and all that.
Yeah,
They
but
all
that's
choose to
different.
play
If
for it
if Arsene Wenger wants to pronounce his loyalty to England and claim his nationality as English, then go ahead, fire ahead, and manage them. But I just think
yeah, but
leave the French to the French, leave the English to the English, and we'll leave it that way for managers wise. Anyway, the players can declare who they want to be if it's legal and whatever law binding. They can do that. But
because their 75th granny was born there or some shit. But anyways, yeah, but I think that's why England haven't won the big trophies. You know what I mean? English
why?
managers just aren't up.
Yeah,
The English managers, they're just not good enough.
it's.
The
I think
players
it's
are good
just
enough.
man. It's just typical of Premier League. We've seen it in officiators. I think it's happening with managers. They're just arrogant.
Overrated.
Arrogance, overrated. Premier League is the only league in the world. Like,
Speaking of actually over and underrated people, we're going to start a new weekly series where we want suggestions in our Insta. We're going to put up a few stories, but it's basically just over underrated. It can be a player, manager, team, statistics, all this, anything. We'll just be a little 5-10 minute video on it. Why we think this is underrated, why we think this is overrated. So
yeah,
say with Chilwell, we're not going to do one on Chilwell, but just we brought him up with the Shaw debate. Probably one of the most overrated players in the Premier League, in
yeah.
my
So
opinion.
you just will put up a suggestions box. I'd say somewhat during the midweek. Will
Yeah,
you'll
yeah.
be informed. So follow the Instagram, follow the Twitter, and just leave us maybe 5 players' names, team names, whatever was the Arsenal Invincibles overrated. It's like something they obviously that's not true, but like something, just a statement, and we will discuss.
Overrated or underrated? How and why? So anything. It's basically unpopular opinions,
Team,
like
yeah, team managers, players, unpopular
because
opinions,
there's a lot of
anything.
people that rate Chilwell. So that's just a little thing
A
we'll
lot of
start to
people
chat.
don't know football as well, but
Yeah, for sure. Make sure that just on that, make sure that you're sub to our actual YouTube so you can see that the notifications and all that helps us out a good bit.
yeah, everybody, right? I want you to follow that
Actually,
Instagram.
in the comments, sorry, in the comments, just we had it on our Insta as well, like video predictions for us. We're new to this and all that, so make sure to drop it in the comments. Anything you'd like to see,
Yeah,
what more you'd like to see of, we'll definitely take that into account.
and follow the TikTok guys, right? Clips
Yeah,
going up on the TikTok, and
some
you
viral clips,
you'll
hopefully.
see, come on, big, TikTok do your work. Share, copy, link.
Absolutely. But sure, look, we'll round it up on that. Short enough video compared to our others today. But yeah, stay tuned this week. Hopefully, get another guest on, more videos to come. And yeah, cheers for watching, lads and lassies.